Well, folks, just when you thought it was safe to check your 401k again, the stock market throws us another curveball. President Trump, in a move that surprised, well, everyone, announced a 90-day pause on new tariffs. This includes tariffs on goods from, well, pretty much everyone except China. It seems like even the president needs a break from trade wars sometimes. The announcement came as a welcome relief to investors who had been bracing for a full-blown trade war. The markets, which had been on a downward spiral for days, immediately shot up like a rocket. It was like watching a Wall Street version of Space Force, except this time it actually worked. Of course, this being the Trump administration, nothing is ever simple. The 90-day pause is just that, a pause. What happens after that is anyone's guess. Will we finally get those amazing trade deals that Trump keeps promising? Or will we be back to square one with tariffs flying faster than insults at a presidential press conference? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. Buckle up, folks, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. The stock market, my friends, is a fickle beast. 1 minute it's up, the next minute it's down, and sometimes it just runs around in circles like a toddler hopped up on sugar. But on the day of Trump's tariff announcement, it was all systems go. The S&P 500, that granddaddy of stock market indexes, surged over 9% in a single day. That, my friends, is what we call a Trump bump on steroids. It was the biggest single-day gain since, get this, the financial crisis of 2008. Remember that little economic hiccup? Yeah, good times. Investors were practically doing backflips on trading floors across the country. Champagne corks were popped, confetti was thrown, and someone probably even sacrificed a goat to the gods of capitalism. Hey, whatever works, right? But let's not get ahead of ourselves. This market surge, while impressive, is built on a foundation of pure, unadulterated hope. Hope that Trump will actually strike some deals during this 90-day pause. Hope that we can avoid a full-blown trade war that would make the Great Depression look like a picnic. So, yes, celebrate while you can, Wall Street. Just don't be surprised if the hangover hits sooner than you think. So we've got 90 days, that's roughly 2,160 hours or 129,600 minutes to get some deals done. No pressure, Mr. President. The fate of the global economy rests on your ability to negotiate with, well, pretty much everyone. The good news is that Trump seems to be taking this seriously. He's dispatched his crack team of negotiators, Reid, his son-in-law, and a bunch of guys who look like they'd be more comfortable on a golf course than in a boardroom to hammer out some agreements. The bad news is that trade negotiations are about as exciting as watching paint dry. They're long, they're tedious, and they usually involve a lot of posturing and bluster. In other words, they're right up Trump's alley. The big question is, can Trump actually pull this off? Can he secure those fair and reciprocal trade deals that he keeps promising? Or will this 90-day pause simply delay the inevitable trade war? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. We'll be watching, Mr. President. We'll be watching very closely. Remember that glorious market surge we talked about? Yeah, about that. The initial euphoria has worn off and reality is starting to set in, because here's the thing about uncertainty. Businesses hate it. See, businesses like to plan. They like to know what the rules are so they can make informed decisions about things like hiring, investing, and, actually making stuff. But with tariffs looming like a dark cloud over the global economy, businesses are basically flying blind. Some businesses are putting off investments, worried that tariffs will eat into their profits. Others are scrambling to find new suppliers, which is about as easy as finding a decent apartment in Manhattan. And then there are the poor souls who are caught in the crossfire, like farmers who rely on exports and manufacturers who depend on imported parts. The bottom line is this: uncertainty is bad for business, and tariffs are a recipe for economic indigestion. So while the 90-day pause is a welcome reprieve, it's not a cure-all. The only way to truly calm the markets and give businesses the certainty they need is to end this trade war once and for all. Until then, we're all just along for the ride. And trust me, folks, this is one roller coaster you might want to avoid. Please like, share, and subscribe.